Hi there. Wouldn't you come in? You know what? I can't go through this facade. We know they're there. Look, Alien Covenant. Not very good. We can talk about it right now.
So before we get into this, I should say spoilers. We're gonna spoil this film rotten.
This is the first time we've ever done it. It's the first time we've ever spoiled a film, but we feel like to really rant and rave about this film, and not rave about it in a good way, but to really kind of say what we're unhappy with it, you have to kind of go into the plot details. So they're spoilers, basically. So let's start off with our general impressions and get that over and done with. Luke, what did you think, just in general, about the film?
Oh my god. This film was disjointed, it was boring, it's lackluster, it's predictable. It was Prometheus 2 done badly, is what it was, and I'm just so disappointed. I'm disappointed with you, Ridley Scott. Do a better film.
Why, Ridley?
I'm going to write a letter to him.
Yeah, exactly.
A strongly worded
no
letter.
more aliens.
Yeah, please, no more aliens. So yeah, I mean, my thoughts echo Luke's in a way. Like, I wasn't a massive fan of Prometheus, but it was kind of a middle of the road film, I felt. But this time round, it felt like after Ridley Scott had said, I've listened to the fans, I've listened to the feedback, and it was a bit boring, and it was a bit this, that, and the other. He's just made the same film, essentially exactly the same film. It feels like it's got the same kind of beats in the plot, same visual style, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just feels exactly the same as Prometheus in that way. You know, everything's washed out, the planet's the same. The characters, I mean, even the fact that Michael Fassbender's back in it, it feels very similar. Yeah. I really didn't enjoy it, and I went in trying to enjoy it, and with best intentions, but halfway through started to kind of get fidgety, wanting to, oh god, just leaving the cinema, and you'd probably noticed that as I was
it sounds like.
Yeah. As I was eventually listening to other people in the cinema do it as well, you go, checking their watches and stuff. Jordan, what did you think?
So I didn't hate it quite as much as Sam and Luke. I thought it was better than Prometheus, but that being said, I can't disagree with anything they've said. I would never watch it again, but I got through it.
I battled through it. I survived.
Don't worry about it.
I survived some horrible disease.
Yeah.
So, if you've seen Prometheus, you've seen this. Motley crew of people going out into the galaxy for some reason. This time round, they're taking a group of colonists across to a brand new planet. There's a bit of a solar flare and the ship gets damaged, and so the crew are woken up to go and repair it. And then they find a transmission from another weird alien world. And so they go and explore. They go and see, maybe this world will be better for us to colonise than the one we're going to go to, because it's a lot closer. And then Prometheus ensues, essentially. That plot line of Prometheus just happens.
Get off the ship, get infected, go back to the ship, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So, no points for story, really. Very, very boring. They're probably on the planet for a good... 80% of the movie?
Yeah. Most of the movie is on the planet.
Yeah, and that's where the biggest chunk of the story happens. What did you guys think of the story as a whole? I mean, in terms of what little there was.
It was just disjointed. It just didn't flow too well, and it just felt a lot of the same, to be honest. It felt exactly the same as Prometheus, like you said. I mean, the whole taking the alien on board a ship would have worked a lot better, but that happens 10 minutes of the movie, maybe
at the end,
20 minutes at the end.
What was your biggest problem with the story? What was your biggest problem with the story? I know I felt it was just all too slow, nothing really happened, nothing kind of felt like it made any sense. It's hard to tell what was going on where.
So I guess my issue was, and I don't know if this is picking, but this didn't sit well with me, is the majority of the film takes place because scientists make non-scientific decisions, essentially.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Just idiots.
Yeah.
What more can I say? They're stupid. They go onto an alien planet. Yes, there's oxygen, but we have airborne diseases on Earth, so there's likely airborne diseases, and that's the first thing I thought when it got off. Don't go on that planet without a spacesuit.
They're not even wearing gloves. In an alien world, they think because the atmosphere is breathable and there's running water, that it must be fine. But the whole kind of point of this film, and a lot of the time in Aliens, about parasites. It's about things that get in your bloodstream, things that transform you. They're not wearing gloves. They're bathing in water. They've got open wounds. They're splashing water into.
If they'd worn a face mask, this film wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, exactly.
This film
I thought exactly the same thing
happened,
as soon as it happened. Yeah, it really frustrated me as well. It just felt like these guys are idiots. They would be making better decisions than this. And at the end of the day, nothing's learned. Again, there's no real reason. Nothing's accomplished. Nothing's learned. Nothing happens.
For a horror film, the genre as a horror, I was not terrified, I was not scared in any way, I didn't even jump. There's maybe 2 jump scares that are kind of forced, I think, and it just... a lot of it was set in big, wide open spaces, and the whole thing about xenomorphs being scary is the fact that it's claustrophobic. You're in a small space with this thing that can kill you, and you've got no way to defend yourself. But in this, it's like, oh, he's over there. He's about 2,000 meters away. I can see him coming. Get your rifles ready. That's it. They could have solved the issue by looking.
Michael Fassbender's back. His character plays a big role in the story. Again, spoilers, but there's two of them this time. There's David from Prometheus and a new android called Walter. One's American, one's English. And a lot of time spent around him, focusing on what David's been doing in the time between Prometheus and now, which has been 10 years. And again, it's not very interesting what he's been up to. It's not really nonsensical. His motivations aren't really clear, apart from the fact that he's just a mental android.
He's just gone a bit insane, really, isn't he?
Which we kind of knew, at the end of Prometheus they kind of hinted it, and so you already know what it's about. And it's a lot of it's focused on Michael Fassbender talking to Michael Fassbender, and then kissing Michael Fassbender, or asking to finger Michael Fassbender, which was odd.
So we're not lying about any of that. That's not a crude joke.
Yeah, that happens.
There are some scenes in this where I was like, interesting choice.
Plays the skin flute and asks him to finger it for him.
That actually happens.
It's just terrible. And
oh god, the thing is, if people are laughing in a film you're making, scary, or the tension's supposed to be heightened or whatever, and they're laughing at lines that are coming up, or they're laughing at certain, it's just not a good sign. It's like,
no.
So in terms of the end 20 minutes, probably some of the best minutes of the film, I would say. They blew out the airlock again. Why again? I know it's like a little reference to
did
Aliens.
it in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
But I saw it coming. I was like, they're going to blow that out of the airlock. It's pretty obvious.
Using a bit of kind of excavation machinery again, like.
And it's just. It's good up until that point, but the trailer makes it out like it's all on the Covenant, and the shots from the trailer.
So I'm going to put this clip in now. That awesome clip is not in the film, and I was really disappointed.
Not much happens on the ship. Not much happens on the Covenant. Like you said, the last 20 minutes, if that, 15 to 20 minutes, is on the ship, and it does add that kind of horror, kind of alien element back into it.
Yeah.
And it just makes you go, well, why the bloody hell were we on this planet? So continuing the sour note of the episode, character-wise, we always talk a bit about Michael Fassbender and his David Walter little relationship there. What did you think of the performances? What do you think of the cast? Like, what do you think of the way they interacted and their kind of...
I mean, Fassbender's a good character, but he works as a simp because they're meant to be a little bit creepy. They're meant to be. But I liked Fassbender. The characters weren't really an issue for me. It was, the story that goes behind the characters.
I think the whole thing was well acted and well cast. Danny McBride really surprised me.
Yeah, he's actually quite good.
He's one of the most likeable characters in it. And the characters you're not meant to like, you don't like, and the characters you want to root for, you do. So that is a plus of the film. It's cast well, and the actors do a good job of what they're given.
I'd agree. I think the performances were all good, and the characters all fit in their roles. So it was interesting learning a bit about them at the start as well.
Yeah.
I know. But as you're saying, it's more to do with the fact that they're all idiots. Like all of these scientists and engineers and pilots and whatever else who've obviously been, they're on board the ship for a reason because they're the best pairs of hands for the job. They just make terrible decisions for the entire thing. So that's kind of what annoyed me about the characters. But all absolutely fine if not.
So obviously, aliens make a return in this film, being aliens. We first see a Neomorph.
The white ones, basically. The
Dunomorph? I don't know what it's called. It's a little white alien, basically. It comes out of their back. Looked a bit terrible to me. Like, didn't look very good.
Yeah, that was... Like, I'm a defender of CGI. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, practical's always better. Practical is sometimes better. Here, though, the CGI didn't do it for me, especially not for the first aliens you see just looked very... like they didn't belong in that world.
They looked a bit anemic and...
They weren't that intimidating because they were tiny as well. Yeah. In some of the other alien films, it's been on kind of dark, kind of claustrophobic spaceships. Now, for the first time, you see these aliens. It's not that claustrophobic. It's like on open fields, or one of the first ones they fight is literally like an open cornfield, and it's just kind of like rushing around, and it's tiny, and you kind of have quite wide shots that make it look small and unthreatening. And
I mean the human xenomorphs, the aliens we've come to know and love, the classic, did look really good. In terms of when they're fighting them on that barge, uses the claw to crush them, standard. Any equipment they can get their hands on. Looked really good,
Yes.
and at the end, where they're in the actual Covenant, it looked really good. And yeah, I was
There
very
is
surprised.
a good action scene in this.
Yeah.
A.
One.
And it's good.
Yeah,
It's good. It's
yeah.
exciting.
And that's where Michael Fassbender kisses Michael Fassbender.
that was got your heart
That got
racing,
all
didn't
of
it?
us off, like, yeah.
Apart from that, shots look nice, don't they? Visually, looks
Visuals
nice.
looked really good.
Yeah.
Looked
Ship
very good.
design
Yeah,
was really
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I really enjoyed the spaceships.
Yeah.
I mean, even the city, the alien city, looked amazing in
Yeah.
terms of, visually.
All of it looks great.
Yeah.
It's that classic Zack Snyder. Looks amazing. Shit film.
No substance. No substance at all. So, it doesn't stack up to the old films. There's plenty more we could say. There's plenty more we could whine and moan about, like man babies. But let's go with our final verdicts now. Jordan, on a scale of love, hate, or meh, what do you think?
I'm inclined to go with,
There you
to
go.
be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got, like I said, I got through it, but it did nothing for me. But I wasn't angry come the end. I was just like, well, that happened.
Got through it.
2 hours.
It's not
wasted.
good when you leave a film saying I got through that at least. Like watching Transformers 2. Luke, did you love it or hate it?
I loved it. No, I hate it.
Yeah.
Wasted 2 hours. If I'd paid for it, I would have got my money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, just that bad. Hated it.
I've got to say, halfway through, I was kind of like in your shoes. I was thinking, actually, this is alright. It's not brilliant, but then by the end, I was just wanting to leave. And if I want to leave a film, then I'm clearly not enjoying it. If you sat there fidgeting, going, I want this to be over, I hated it. On an extreme scale, hate's a very strong word, but I hated it. So I think we can't recommend this one for you at all. I wouldn't even recommend it to alien fans.
Oh, and we've ruined it for you now.
Yeah,
so-
we've ruined it. So we're going to go off now and drown our sorrows and try and forget this mess as soon as possible. If you enjoyed the video today, please remember to like, share and subscribe. It really does help us out and the channel. So we'll see you next time for another review. Until then, don't see Alien Covenant.
Ever.
Bye.
Cheers.